I'm gonna need someone to draw me in like a little cop hat, because I feel like every other week I am out here policing artistic copyright, and I feel like I really should just invest in myself and get the entire getup. Just have that be my brand. I really fucking should. Hey guys, it's Shannon, and recently I have been getting into journaling. Straight up, I fell down a rabbit hole watching creators who seem to have their lives more together than me, and it all seemed so grounded and nice. Like they all have beds and fairy lights and massive collections of washi tape. Meanwhile, I'm here sleeping on the floor and waking up every day to a bloody nose because I toss and turn so much, I keep hitting my head against a wall when I sleep. That is not a joke. That is not me being funny. I turn so much in my sleep that I am bashing my face into a wall, and my life is sad as shit. I keep watching these unproblematic, calm, amazing channels, and I'm like, damn, what a nice, wholesome side of YouTube. I sure hope there isn't any drama. I sure hope that I can have a simple refuge of peace so I can be left alone and try and journal like all the pretty girls who will never like me because I'm wearing my own merch as I record this, and it has a giant stain that's peanut butter on top of it. Please, dear Lord, don't let me stumble onto some bull. But it's me, so of course I found some bull. And by I found, I mean one of my lovely subscribers alerted me to some of it, and now I must bequeath this knowledge onto you lovely boys. So let me introduce you to PaperBeanCo, an online company that is run by a girl who makes stickers, washi tape, and pins. Not to be confused with Blue Potion Co., the company that also sells aesthetic pins that is run by a girl who doesn't have a creative bone in her body, who steals all of her designs from smaller artists and is currently cyber squatting on the domains of her enemies, including Siren Cove. Don't worry though, she will give up the domain sirencove.com if she's paid $5,000. You know, cause she's crazy. We've talked about her a couple times on this channel, and all those videos will be linked below, and just like that arsehole, PaperBeanCo has been accused of stealing art. And by accused, I mean there is literally direct evidence showing that she blatantly ripped off other artists and whole ass companies, used their work without changing anything about it, and was so bold and blatant with it that they were selling other artists' actual logo on a pack of stickers. Like, they were selling this person's logo, their logo, something that defines them, that's attributable to them. They were selling that in a pack of stickers, which is such a huge, massive dick move. Imagine coming up with a logo of your company, a logo for yourself that's supposed to represent you and what you are making, and then finding out that someone has taken that logo and profited off of it. And it's not like she's taking it from massive companies and breaking their copyright, which, by the way, she also did do, but she's taking it mostly from smaller artists, smaller creators. She's taking it from people whose only form of recourse is social media and posting about it, and she's using that to her advantage. She's using the fact that these people are probably not in a position to take her to court to her advantage. And as someone that this has happened to in the past, it makes you feel so gross and helpless, and like your entire existence online is just some big joke. Because you enjoy the fact that there are people who like your art and are willing to buy your art, and that's cool. Like, knowing someone liked your art enough to repurpose it and steal it from you and make money, that it's still a cool feeling because you're like, well, people like what I did. That part isn't lost on you, and you appreciate it on the level that your art is being consumed and loved. But you know that when people buy it and appreciate the work that you did, that you painstakingly put into it, the actual artist with actual talent, the work that you made possible, they are doing it thinking that someone else, thinking this massive gaping butthole was the one who made it. And that person is not only getting money off of it, profiting off something they took from you, but they're going to get praise for it. They're going to be called so creative for it, and they're going to get opportunities from that and use your work to bolster themselves. And that is so freaking gross. It also doesn't help that you know that consumers absolutely, positively would not be buying from that person if they knew the truth. Like, no human person alive would knowingly buy from someone who they are aware is ripping people off. Unless that person was maybe ripping off a massive company and they were like, well, it's a discount. Like, there are certain ways people do like justify it in their head, especially when it's like massive companies like Nike, Disney, what have you. But most people wouldn't want to support a small business that is actively fucking over other small businesses and other artists. And that's what sucks. Most people who are buying from PaperBeanCo and Blue Potion Co. and every other art thief, they aren't going to be scrolling through their hashtags and make sure everything is peaches with that company. They aren't going to be Googling to see if the company is known from stealing artwork or not. They're just gonna trust that this aesthetic, cute sticker company selling stickers is making their stickers legally and not breaking artistic copyright law and banking on the fact that artists they're stealing from can't afford to get a lawyer to take them to court. They are banking on the fact that people won't find out about this shit and people won't research this shit, which is pretty damn scummy. So with that out of the way, with my rant out of the way, let's do a small deep dive into what happened with PaperBeanCo and see what we can learn from this. On March 7th, 2007, an Instagram artist by the name of Mahai-kun, I'm gonna leave it on the top, you can look her up. I'm gonna call her Mahai-kun, I think that's how you say it, but I don't know. Mahai-kun posted this image to their public Instagram account and got a total of 404 likes from it. It's a pretty deep cut, if you will, seeing as it was posted 2 years ago. It takes a good amount of scrolling to get to it, and it got a small amount of traction. Like, it didn't pop off, it wasn't a banger, it didn't do substantially well by her current regard. It didn't go viral or whatever, and you wouldn't think a post with only 404 likes on it would get ripped off, which makes the fact that this piece of artwork was stolen 2 years after it was uploaded. Like, that's so absolutely outrageous. It's cute art, like it's literally adorable, which is why someone tried to steal it as their own. But the fact that it has 404 likes, only 404 people saw this and liked it enough to hit it with that little heart button, and that was enough for someone to decide 2 years later, I'm gonna go steal this now. I'm gonna steal this motherfucker. That is bonkers. Mahai-kun posted the image, and then back in September of this year, 2019, PaperBeanCo decided she was going to use some of her images in an upcoming sticker pack. Specifically, she decided she was going to use Mahai-kun's logo, her Just Peachy Peach drink, and the cute little pudding cup from this image. But that was only the tip of the proverbial iceberg, my dudes, because as is often the case with art thieves, if they have stolen once, they have probably stolen before and will continue to steal afterwards. Because featured in the same collection of art was the logo for a popular Canadian boba tea establishment, Boba Boy. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Shannon, it's a logo from a company and that company has money, and it's not as big of a deal that this whole ass human person who runs this sticker company took their logo and make money off of it. It's not a big deal that this person who runs a stationery company is stealing another company's hard work, their design, and using it to make money. There is nothing wrong with that, because at least they're not stealing from a person. They're stealing from a company, and as PewDiePie's house being robbed in reaction to that has taught us, we as a collective don't really care about people who have found success getting shit taken from them, right? Well, no, my dudes. It is still thievery, and it's even worse, seeing as now this person is stealing from a company that is potentially run by a person who has the time, money, and power to sue the living crap out of you. It is not a smart or wise or acceptable or even clever move. But don't worry, she didn't only steal from a successful Canadian company and a smaller artist, she also stole from Redbubble, a site that is low-key also filled with art thieves. So I don't really trust it on principle, but the same collection with the stolen work from Boba Boy and Mahai-kun, she stole this cute drawing of a corgi, because why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she just thieve it? A+ move, my dude. A+. Once again, this design was first posted about on Redbubble and has been on Redbubble since before the sticker sheet was made, though I cannot confirm if the design is exclusive to the site or the artist who posted it. What we can glean from this is that it's sure as hell not exclusive to PaperBeanCo, because PaperBeanCo didn't actually fucking make it, along with most of their shit. This happened in September, and Mahai-kun posted about this and was able to get a response from the owner. And because I am a cynical little so-and-so, we're gonna play a game called What Excuse Did She Use? Where you, my lovely studio audience, gets to pick which excuse you thought she used for stealing not 1, not 2, but 3 other people's design. Was it A, she was in a dark place and she thought thievery would cure her depression? Was it B, she referenced the art and despite the fact that the 2 things were stolen were logos of company names, she thought it was different enough to not break copyright law? C, it was a misunderstanding due to poor communication? Or D, some other bullshit that doesn't make a lick of sense, like all the other examples? I'll give you a moment to think.
Enough from the clown! Now let's not blow this out of proportion.
You think you can steal from us and just walk away?
Yeah.
If you picked C, you would be right. Here's her public apology after everything shook out. I don't know how this could possibly be a miscommunication error. Like, straight up, this isn't that it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Make that make sense. Unless you were working with someone and you said, hey, other person, I want you to make something that looks identical to this person's work and reference them so heavily that when given final approval, I cannot tell the physical difference between these two items. I want you to reference them so fucking hard that you essentially just hand me the same thing that they made and I can say, cool, someone else made that. And they heard that, turned to you and said, cool, I'm just going to copy and paste this and give it back to you so you won't notice. And guess what? Both things are bad. Both things, like, if you heavily reference someone so much that it looks like a tracing, that it lines up like that, then like, it doesn't make any logical sense. Now, after that response came out, she went away for a little bit. She recently came back. And since this is the internet, people dug through more and more of her past, more of her archives, and found countless other examples of her stealing art and trying to say it was her own and selling it. So this company, this cute, fun, innocent, aesthetic looking ass company is confirmed garbage. Confirmed. They suck butts. End of story. Now what's wonderful about this is that now, hopefully, we can get more eyes on this situation and we can actually spread a good amount of awareness about this and stop people from funding someone who has been confirmed to steal designs from smaller artists under the pretense that the artist can't speak up. We can actually spread awareness about this situation so people don't continue to support someone who is actively taking money away from someone else's work. As of now, I don't believe that there are any designs that are live on PaperBeanCo shop that have been sourced to other people, though I wouldn't be surprised if it came out that there were. I know I personally tried to look up different designs, but I am not as good as this as some people are online, so I found something that's remarkably similar, but I can't confirm if it's traced or not. The images weren't as high quality, so I cannot confirm that, but honestly, again, I would not be surprised if it came out they were still doing it. But with the number of eyes on this currently, if they do try to do some of this bullshit again, it's going to be a lot easier for people to call her out, which is what we all should be aiming for. We should be aiming for this person to be called out when they fuck up and it to be thick. I want to thank Catherine, one of my subscribers, for making me aware of the situation in my community section. I want to thank Lily NZST, who is an Instagram person, for documenting what happened so heavily. I did use them as a resource, and I want to thank each and every one of you who has watched this far to the video. Thank you so much for all the recent love and support you guys have given me. I appreciate it way more than you know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Later days.